Hello everybody, I'm Mark Johnson and I'm doing a review on the Stoeger P350. Tell you everything you want to know if you're about to buy this gun or thinking about it. Alright, so what I've got here is 28-inch barrel and it's a P350. The 350 means you got 3.5-inch capability for shells, but it also takes 2 3/4 and 3-inch. And you got a 5 shell capability like most shotguns, and it's synthetic, so there's no wood in this one anyway. I bought this for $270. Yeah, I kind of stole this gun from the store pretty much. You won't find it for $270 anymore, basically. A good price would be about $330 to $350. Well, I'll tell you all the bad things about the gun first. The first one I had, when you pumped, it shot both shells out of the tube into the action, which would make it jam up right away. But I got a new one after that. I had them replace it. So that was the first problem. Another problem is your bead is relatively cheap. Mine actually has a chip in it. So you might want to get an aftermarket one of those. Other things is what I've noticed is when shooting, you'll find that when you shoot, when you pull the trigger, it'll oftentimes go back by itself from the recoil of the shell, which a lot of times I've been, trying to pull this back even though it's all the way back. So sometimes it screws you up when you're pumping because of how smooth it is, ironically. And I would say the biggest problem with this is the chokes. As soon as you buy the gun, I would suggest throwing out all the chokes right away, because my choke expanded in my gun after just one season, and literally it's not coming out. Like, I had my dad, he works at technical college, machine a part for it with the aircraft steel, and I broke the tool. So don't use the chokes. Otherwise, I've put this through hell and it has really lived up to what I've needed it for. It's very tough. The paint scheme is really good. I haven't had a chip at all, and I've put a beating on it. So now I'll just take it apart for you so you can see all the parts. It's pretty easy. Just kind of screw the top off, pull the barrel off, and then you got this. Pull the action out. Got your bolt. Then you got, here's your plug. And then you've got the trigger. I take an Allen wrench, a little hammer. There's a little dot right here. It's a little metal thing. You put that, pop, out it comes. It's just this little thing. And then out comes the trigger. Here's your trigger mechanism. That's how it works. Alright, so yeah, and then just putting it back together, it's important to place it in carefully, because otherwise this happens. You have to put it in from the forward, going back. There, got it. Then put the pin in. You can usually see if it's lined up. Mine isn't. Getting closer. That's in. Put the plug back in. Put the action in. Or put the bolt back on. Put the action in. Hold this. The barrel back on. Screw it on. And there you have it. Stoeger P350.